Hi guys, welcome once again to the Raj Kaul podcast, and this special episode is brought to you by Apache Indian Brands, same as the last one I think. So Apache Indian Brands. If you want a discount on Apache Indian Brands, it's ApacheIndianBrands.com, and make sure you check out the discount code right below this. So this episode is brought by Apache Indian Brands. So over to the episode. I've got a very special guest for you today. I'm so excited for this guest. My little bro, Danish Veer. How are you? Well, I'm going to call you Danish. How are you,
Hello, hi
Danish?
brother. What's up? First of
I'm
all, thank you so much for having me. I was longing to share a conversation with you, and it's a pleasure to be here. And please ignore my messy hairstyle. I just woke up from a nap. So, yeah,
what
thank you.
time is it in Canada right now?
It's about to be, it's 4 o'clock right now in the
4 o'clock.
evening.
Okay, so it's 4 hours difference.
Yeah, not a
Uh,
big deal though.
so exactly. So firstly, your English is so good from India. Your English is fantastic. Can you,
Yeah,
before we even go anywhere, why? How is
yeah.
your English so good?
Luckily, even I don't know, man, like how did this happen? And this is something that people keep on telling me, like, are you really Punjabi? Because your English is just top notch, But it's hard to believe that I have adapted this much of skills, in English.
So because
So yeah,
I've got other because you're Punjabi. I want to talk
yep,
in Punjabi, but the reason because we get viewers that are non Punjabi, so
yeah,
that's why I like to
yeah, yeah,
keep it in English. And
definitely.
yeah, so tell me. Firstly, I want to start off with a big shout to your dad, which is partly one of the reasons I've contacted you because he's probably one of my favorite.
Absolutely.
He's my favorite all time Punjabi singer, probably. There's no
Yeah,
other Punjabi singer that comes close to you, dad. So for those of you who don't know, let us know who your dad is.
yeah. I mean, that's necessary, it's a necessity for a podcaster.
Yeah. So you're the son of the late Ustad legend of Punjabi
Yeah,
music, Ustad Sabar Koti ji. So how amazing is that? That's why I'm so excited. And plus, not only that, you're such a good singer yourself. It's like the genes have passed on, you know.
thank you, brother. Means
Yeah,
a
the
lot.
genes have
Means a
passed
lot.
on, and you also
Yeah.
play guitar, and I'm sure you play some more instruments, don't you, as well,
Yeah,
as well as
actually,
guitar.
guitar is not my primary instrument. My first instrument that I actually learned was tabla. I
But
learned
really?
tabla first.
Oh,
Yeah, and
same like
actually,
your dad.
yeah, same like my dad.
Yeah.
And that's also very surprising. Like it's a tradition now. Like my dad started off with tabla, and then even my grandfather started off with tabla. And my uncle, my dad's elder brother, he was in a kawal group. He used to play tabla with some kawals.
Really?
I think
Wow.
it's a blessing. It's a blessing, like it's a sign that people who are born to do some great stuff in their lives. So tabla is their
Yeah.
blessing
I
factor
suppose
to
that
start
holds you
with.
singing in time, in beat, and everything that lays the foundation of it as well, doesn't it? I practice singing as well. I'm not no way as good as probably the great singers, but
Yeah.
did that. It's my hobby to practice singing. You know,
Yeah.
so
It's
I've got
great,
a bit
man.
of knowledge about that and knowledge about music. So yeah, it's fascinating and I hear a lot of that because here in the UK we've got a lot of door players who tend to
Yeah.
singing.
They're phenomenal, phenomenal.
Yeah, who
Like,
tend to singing, and door playing's massive here. It's absolutely
yep.
massive here. Okay, so tell me a bit about your childhood, Danish.
Well, my childhood is something that everybody would eventually relate to because I grew up just like a middle class Indian kid. Um, it's a long story, but I'll tell you in short.
Yeah.
I never got to actually spend enough time with my dad. I was very young. I was just a toddler. I was like 2 or 3 years old when my Masiji, my aunt, she adopted me legally because I was very attached to her.
Really? Wow.
And yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the reason actually people really don't know about me, that I'm Koti Saab's son. So I spent my childhood in Amritsar. My
Wow.
dad used to live in Jalandhar. I spent my childhood in Amritsar. And only thing I was surrounded with was television, some music, movies, and etc. etc. I idolized my dad a lot, but for me, uh, his persona, his charisma was just like an artist. I never visualized a dad in him because I never got to spend enough time with him, you know. So
Wow.
for me, it was just like the other world, like how the world perceives him as a great guy, as a great artist, as an Ustad guy, you know.
Yeah.
That's how I perceived him. So I think that's the reason why I have been very close to his music, and that's why I have actually very much idolized him. So, but if I talk about myself, then I think I'll just keep on talking and talking and talking because I got a
You
lot of
talk. That's
things.
what we're here for. Talk. It makes it
Yeah,
interesting
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
Danish, I'll
definitely,
stop you there
definitely.
because a lot of times I get artists from India. They don't elaborate.
Yep.
They don't elaborate with how
Yeah,
you're doing, which is so
yeah,
talk. The get
I know.
the honestly, the viewers love,
Yeah.
the
For
listeners
you,
love
yeah.
you.
For you, that must be very nerve-wracking. I get you.
Yeah,
Okay. So the only thing I was surrounded with was movies, was television, you know, and probably our generation, the Gen Zs, we are the last generation who saw the era of like television,
yeah,
CDs, cassettes, and all. You know,
yeah,
now it's all digital.
yeah.
People are just streaming everything, you know. But back in the day, the only source of entertainment was television. So I used to watch a lot of movies. I was a movie buff. I'm still a movie buff. Before becoming a singer, I actually wanted to become an actor because
Really? Wow.
I didn't get exposure to that environment, you know, that typical environment that my siblings shared, the typical environment my dad shared, you know, with his parents. I didn't got that. I got that atmosphere that I wanted to become an actor. So I used to watch movies. I used to watch interviews of celebrities, Bollywood celebrities like Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan, Akshay Kumar, all these people, you know, in their prime. So I used to idolize them a lot, and I was like, I'll surely become an actor one day. And whenever I got the opportunity to go to the cinema and watch some movies, it was like I have no words. Like I have very fascinating memories of those
Wow.
movies. And I think those things maintain my individuality a lot. I mean,
It,
that's a different thing that the bond I share with my dad, you know,
yeah.
even that kind of channelized my musical skills a lot. But you know, living in someone's shadow is a struggle itself. So you got to maintain your own individuality
Of
in order
course.
to
Yeah.
make
Of
a mark
course.
upon the audience. And then, surprisingly, that's what the audience loves me for. Like the amount of audience I have right now.
Do you know what's really interesting culturally? Like in the UK and probably in Canada, this is the alien concept where your relatives, like in my when I go India, when I go to
Yep.
my village in India, my
Yep.
Chacha's daughter is adopted.
Oh,
Is youngest daughter is adopted by their taya.
okay.
So that's a
Oh, yeah.
cultural.
Yeah.
It's an alien concept in the UK and probably Canada.
Yeah.
So whereas
Yeah.
India, it's quite common, isn't it? Oh,
Yep.
that
It
happens quite
is.
often. It's really strange. It's
Yep.
like my
Yeah.
wife's Mussy. My wife's Mussy.
Yeah.
She was adopted by their oldest sister.
Ooh.
There was a big age
Yeah.
gap. There was big age gap.
It kind of messes your family tree, you know? Like,
Yeah,
yeah. But I think it's the most beautiful thing to happen, you know?
yeah,
You guys share some certain experiences in the family. And it really happens, you know,
yeah. It
with
happens
some
in
people.
India, which is a really alien concept for people born in the UK or born in Canada or
Yeah.
born outside of India. It's like, oh, you're going to give
Yeah.
your child
And
away to your
especially
must.
in countries like UK, Canada, or the US, it's quite common, you know.
Is it
There are a
common?
lot of things. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Because I've found a lot of people, especially my fellow friends who have shared the same type of feelings and background that I did.
wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, so you've how did you get into Tabla Festival? Was it your dad encouraged you, or
Yeah.
did you have much contact with your dad at that time? Because
Um, yeah.
Amritsar is a quite a different culturally as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
To Jalandhar, it's a
Yeah. Yeah.
different
Yeah.
mahal, isn't it?
Yeah. 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 And indeed. Actually, I was very fascinated by tabla since my childhood. And when I used to hear my dad in his interviews. Like we all started off with tabla. I started off with tabla. My elder brother started off with tabla. My grandfather started off with tabla. So that was very fascinating for me. And the other thing is, uh, I've been a Cambridge student in Amritsar. So my music teachers, they were very great to me. And like the prayer assemblies that happen in India before beginning of the day.
Yes. Yeah.
So my teachers, they used to sing like beautiful prayers, and they used to play harmonium and tabla, and that was very fascinating. The sound of tabla, thinik, thinik, ta ta ta, and then when you hear that for the first time as a toddler,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and especially like you're meant to have a bond with music, so that kind of fascinated me a lot, and I was like, I would definitely give it a shot, like to tabla, learning tabla. So I was having not primary, but I was having a little bit amount of contact with my dad. So I told him that I want to learn tabla. So he brought me a tabla when he met me
Wow.
for the next time. Like, he used to rarely meet me because I think that was his prime from 2008 to 2015. That was his prime. So he was very busy. He was immensely busy with his musical journey.
Yeah.
And being a guy from UK, how UK was dear to him. He used to visit here quite often.
His concerts are
And other
sold
than
out.
that,
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of concerts in UK.
Yeah.
And after that, Canada,
Yeah.
America, Australia, Vienna, Paris. I mean, everywhere. So I think that immensely makes me very proud. But he used to meet me like he didn't used to meet me often. So, but whenever he used to meet me, he would have bring something for me. Would have brought something for me.
Yeah.
So that day he brought me a tabla, and I started to learn it.
How did you
And I
learn?
learned the
Yeah.
basics. I learned the basics from a gurdwara by a
Wow.
Gursikh, uh, by a Sardaji. I don't remember his name, but I think that was a very sacred starting of me stepping into that world, learning music. After that, I learned a little bit of outline of tabla from my school,
Wow.
and I think since 2008, from 2008 to 2015, I lived at my Masiji, and after 2015, I shifted to my dad because he fell really ill back in the time.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be with him. I wanted to be with him. I wanted to spend some time with him. So I requested my Masiji that I want to go and spend some time with him. And when I shifted to my dad, I got introduced to the atmosphere that my dad shared, that my siblings shared. And I was like, no, I should pursue this. I mean, it was magical, like the amount of mehfils we shared, like
Wow.
me, my siblings. And whenever like we had a guest, I mean, it was a tradition that a mehfil is a must. It's necessary. Even if we were doing this podcast personally at our home in Jalandhar, there must have been a mehfil by now.
Wow.
We must have been talking and playing and singing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was magical. Then I started to accompany him on stages and video shoots and studio recordings to like experience the things that he shared, and that
Wow.
kind of impacted me a lot. But sadly, this process didn't last long because after an year, he passed away due to
Oh.
illness.
Can I
But when
can I
he passed away, yeah, yeah, please go ahead.
can I take you back a bit? Because I'm always interested in how people learn things. This is because the podcast primarily is about musical excellence and my pursuit of
Yep.
musical excellence. So before you, there's a massive gap because you've just summarized it in a summary, but we myself, I don't, I'm not bothered of whether the audience wants to know. I want to know all about your history and stuff,
Yeah.
and I'm sure the audience do as well. But this is just my listeners do as well. So when you learned tabla in the gurdwara, you know,
Yep.
so
Yep.
did you learn the ball and stuff? And what did you have a routine?
Yeah. The basics, like what is the structure called of tabla? What is a kinar? Like how is it made of? I mean, and the basic. I mean, like the basic bowl, as you said. Like
Mhm.
when you play tabla for the first time, what are the notes?
Yep.
that are striped, like ta, tin, tin, ta, tha, all these things.
Yep. Yep.
And I learned like a couple of basic tals like Kehrwa, Dadra, Teen Tal, and
Yep.
so those were the things I adapted from the Gurudwara. But it didn't last long. I learned tabla from the Gurudwara for like a couple of weeks. After that, I started to learn tabla from my school because I got some great amount of teachers. After that, yeah,
So
when
when you
I
were learning
went to
tabla,
that,
what was your
yeah,
actual what was your practice routine like? Did you take it seriously at that? Because you're young. I'm assuming you're about 15
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm actually 20 now.
No, I mean when you were doing that.
Yeah,
Oh, so you must have been about 10.
yeah, yeah,
You,
yeah.
you
Back in
must
the
have been
time, I
about 10
was
years
like,
old.
yeah, 9 or 10 years old. Yeah,
If you're 20 now, you must have been about 10. Wow, I thought you were
yeah,
just a bit older. I thought you were about 25 something.
yeah, yeah. All thanks to my beard now. Otherwise, I could have been looking like a toddler.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
your journey is relatively new, isn't it? In music.
yeah,
So okay, so
yeah.
what about when you went to your dad, switched to your dad's? So who was encouraging you before that tabla at home at your massages? Was anyone encouraging you at that point to do it at home, or did you develop a routine
Yeah.
at a young age?
Mm. Yeah, my master has been there with me always. She was like, you can do whatever you want to do, but make sure you live a good life. A
Yeah.
life without tensions or life without, you know, there are certain things that parents are concerned about.
Yes.
And she's a single parent. That's why
Wow.
she's very much concerned about me. And that's what, like, eventually that's something that keeps our bond strong always. Other
Wow.
than that, she encouraged me a lot. And not only my teachers, my fellow friends, they were like, no, you are born from music and you should do it if you want to do it. And luckily, because it has been a family tradition, so it was a blessing to learn that,
Wow.
you know.
So
And after that, when I shifted towards dad, then I started to learn more. And
did you
now
learn?
I can
Did you
play. Yeah,
did you
go
stick to
ahead.
tabla, or did you start learning vocals from your dad?
No, vocals are something that you can't learn. My dad used to tell me, like, artists, like, they're not made, they are born.
Wow.
So we were born in that kind of an atmosphere. So I never learned how to sing, but I suck at theory. See, the simple thing is, the only thing I've learned is ear training, by listening to stuff, like
Yeah.
whether it's music, whether it's the instrumental arrangement of everything. I mean, that's how I can compose things now. I can write things.
Yeah.
I could write them. Uh, so that's like a theory. So I used to listen to music, some worldly music, and I used to sing along that. That's how my vocal range has emulated in a certain way.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think listening is very, very important if you want to become an artist. Listen to some worldly stuff, the type of genre that you want to excel in, that would eventually help you a lot. I mean, that's how you're getting a lot of artists today, you know,
Hmm.
independent artists. Like that's how they shape themselves. And I think this is the best way you could shape yourself as an artist.
But did your dad give you any advice or any singing like tips? It may not be theory. I mean, the technical side of it, like practice this little
Yeah.
bit to get like I don't know. It might be some palte he gave you to
No,
improve your
no,
voice.
unfortunately, I never got the chance to get all that information from him because, you know, when I went to his place to actually live there for the first time, I was very nervous because the image that I had of his in my mind was that Ustad Gayak, that legendary
Yes,
singer.
yes,
Because I didn't used to talk to him like a son does, because he was very busy. Just like the other world, I used to watch him on television. Like now he's performing somewhere in a mehfil, or now he's sitting as a judge on Voice of Punjab or Avaz Punjab Di,
yeah.
you know. For me, he was just an artist, the way I have perceived him. So I couldn't see him like that. Couldn't have a glance at him like that. That he's my father. For me,
Wow.
he was just like an artist. I mean, I respected him a lot. But he wanted me to change. Like, I know, I mean, you're my son, dude. Like, the world perceives me like that. He used to tell me a lot, but I couldn't do that out of respect.
Wow.
Because I respected his art, the amount of talent he had. Not only music, although he's known for just music, but he was into a lot of things. He was into poetry, he
Hmm.
was into movies, he was into acting. I mean, he didn't do it professionally, but he was passionate
Really?
about
Wow.
movies. Yeah, he was. So he used to watch a lot of Bollywood movies, from the 70s, the veteran
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
People like Rajesh Khanna,
Yeah.
Dharmender, Jitender, all these guys.
Yeah.
So I think that's also something that I got in my genes, but I kind of implemented it in my life.
Wow.
He didn't. He he decided to just stick with music.
That's such
So there are
amazing.
a lot of things. Yeah. I never like directly got something from him, but indirectly he gave me a lot of things. And I'm grateful for those things.
So did
Eventually those things shaped me a lot as a person also.
did your siblings give you like any advice or help at that time?
Yeah, yeah. They have been always there for me, especially my elder brother, Alex.
Yeah.
He's been there with me. He had introduced me to a lot of artists, whom I should listen to, whom I should adapt
Yeah.
and implement them in my style of music. And other than that, my second elder brother, William, I mean, that's the guy who has pushed me to learn guitar.
Really? Wow.
'Cause he was a phenomenal guitarist that I saw in my family since childhood. And now he's doing very good. He's working with artists in the industry like Diljit Dosanjh, like um, like all these people. Recently, Diljit released his new album, so all the guitar work and instrumental work is done by my brother William.
Really? Wow.
And yeah, recently, like a film came, right? Sardarji 3.
Yes.
That album, the music album was produced by Mixing. So the entire instrumental work was handled by my brother.
Really,
So he's
that's
into the
amazing.
industry and he's
We need
doing
to get him on
and
the show.
he's doing,
We need to get him on the show as well.
yeah, we need to get him in the show, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
he's doing a phenomenal job and he's being respected in the inner music scene.
yeah. So,
And my sister, she has also been a very great support for me. I'm constantly in contact with her, and she tells me like wherever I, whenever I feel low, I just call my sister, and she's like, you should implement these things in order to make it as an artist, especially in Canada. So yeah, three of them. I've got three siblings, and I'm the youngest one among them. So I think they are the type of bond that we share, you know, that eventually keeps us learning from each other.
wow.
We keep on learning from each other.
That's so nice to hear.
Yeah,
Especially this
yeah,
day and age, people don't get on and stuff, and so it's lovely to hear that you're
yeah,
all close. Yeah,
yeah,
lovely.
yeah. It's a
So,
blessing. It's a
yeah,
blessing.
so a little bit more when you were with your dad. Well, actually, I want to tell you a little story actually on a sidetrack. So, Amritsar is my
Oh,
brother-in-law.
okay.
So Amritsar was close to you, very close to your dad.
Oh
So
yeah, Amritsar. Yeah,
yeah,
I
so
think
when
I
your
think he
dad
was
used
the
to,
primary reason that's why Dad used to visit UK more often.
yes, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
and I've
he
met
was,
him a couple of times. He's a beautiful soul,
yeah,
amazing
Amrit's
guy.
great. Yeah, Amrit is great.
Yeah,
He's so he used to tell me, you know how you said that your dad's into poetry.
yeah,
Yeah. So he told me a story, which you can probably verify that your dad actually studied with an ustad of poetry for a
yep,
few years when he was
yeah.
maybe a few years old, but I
Uh,
can't remember the timing. He said, yeah. So
yeah. He was talking about Ustad Nitin Kartarpuri Sahab.
okay,
He eventually gave him the name Sabar Koti.
really, wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Dad's real name was Sucha Singh. He had a Punjabi name. Could you
I
believe that?
did not
Sucha
know that.
Singh. Yes, his name was Sucha Singh. But when my dad started to go to him to learn some stuff like poetry, all the basics, although he never wrote a song or composed a poem, something like that, but he knew the basics of poetry. I
Yeah,
mean, that's the reason he had that wider choice of poetry in his
yeah,
songs. So uh, he named him. Sabar. Sabar is an, I think, Arabic word or an Urdu word, I don't know, but it means patient.
Yeah, like Sabar,
So
like we say
yeah,
Sabar in
Sabar,
Punjabi,
yeah,
don't we?
Sabar, yeah,
Yeah,
Sabar. So that's how they named him Sabar. And Koti refers to a village,
yeah,
dad's village
yeah.
actually, village where he was born, Kot Karar Khan, district
Wow.
Kapurthala. So Kot, that's why they named him Koti, Sabar Koti.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
that kind of shaped his own identity.
Okay, so that's great. You gave me some great information about your dad, and it's fascinating to learn that about the great Sabar Koti ji. So, what I wanted to ask you about your journey itself. So,
Yeah.
when okay, this is a bit of a personal question. What was the impact in your life? Because you're just starting to get to know your dad, and then suddenly that's that massive loss
Mhm.
to the whole world, really,
Yeah.
to the whole world of music.
You
What was
know,
the impact on you personally?
still till this day, it's very hard for me to process. Like, he's my dad and I'm his son. You know, like the type of lifestyle I live with, no one could imagine than who my father is.
Hmm.
When people who meet me, they're very shocked. Like, no, it's very hard to believe that you're his son. And that's another thing that I also don't use his name, right? Because I believe that I need to shape my own identity, my own individuality. But because I couldn't perceive him like that, like
Hmm.
how people do perceive their fathers in a certain way. I couldn't, because I would say, unfortunately, I couldn't get to spend enough time with him. You
Yeah.
know, I was only 12 when he passed away. And out of these 12 years, I only got like 1.5 year to spend with him.
Yeah.
So in that span of time, I only observed the professional aspect. I couldn't observe the personal aspect.
Hmm.
So I think, but that was an experience that I had to share, and I'm grateful
Hmm.
for it. Because there are certain experiences that you need to go through in order to be a man, be a responsible person, be with life, or be with certain things.
So after when you were with your dad, you said that you used to go to shows with him. What were you doing with the
Yeah.
shows? Were you singing, backing, or were you playing tabla, or what were you doing?
No, no, no. I used to go with him and I used to just sit on the stage and I
Okay.
used to observe. I used to observe
Wow.
him, how he stands, how he walks, how he interacts with the audience, and how the audience loves him. And there are very large amount of melas we have, and especially Jalandhar, Noorpur,
Yeah.
those areas. Melas like Sham Chirasi, Kathar ka
Yes.
Mela, and you got like Maiya Bhagwan Ji, and there are a lot of places that those were a must to go for him. And the sheer amount of love and gratitude he used to receive from the audience, it was phenomenal. I mean, those are the things that I have observed in him over the span of 1.5 year, like how to treat the audience and how to get treated by the audience. You have to maintain that amount of persona as an artist. So those are the things that I have observed and taken from him.
Those are big shoes to fill, aren't they? If you
Yeah,
are trying to
yeah,
emulate your dad, very big shoes to
yep,
fill.
yep, yep, yep.
So
Eventually.
yeah, so okay, so where did your musical journey actually start in terms of taking it professionally?
It has been crazy. It has been
Go
crazy. I
on,
had
go on. We
never
got
thought in
time.
my life.
We've got plenty of time. So
Yeah,
you tell
yeah,
me
yeah.
everything, every little
I
detail.
have, yeah, I had never thought that I would start my career in such a young age. I was only 15 when my first song came out.
Really?
And
Wow.
yeah, yeah, it's been 5 years now. It has been 5 years already of me being into the
That's
music
crazy.
scene. So the thing is, my dad always wanted me to move to Canada. He wanted, because he has been here, for shows. He has observed Canada very closely from his eyes, and he was like, "That's the best place." I mean, the Canada he observed back in the time. Today is entirely different, but back in the time, yeah, he wanted me because I was the youngest one among the family, and he, it's a personal thing, but he had I could see a sort of guilt in his heart that I couldn't give him enough time. Like he's my youngest son, and I should have kept him close to me, close to my
Mm.
heart. And but I have been away from him. So it was like I need the best for him. I'll do the best for him now. That now finally I have him with me. But sadly, he couldn't because he passed away. But he wanted me to visit Canada. So just to fulfill his last wish, I thought I would move to Canada. But when I chose, I spoke to my Masi ji that I want to move to Canada, and she was very supportive. And she was like, "I'll go with you too." 'Cause she also wanted to. So in 2022, I had flown to Canada. But my journey started in 2021. Um, there's a very respected person in my life that I want to talk about. Surinder Ladi?
Yeah,
Surinder
Mr.
Ladi?
Luddy, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been like a godfather to me. He
Really?
introduced
Wow.
me to some people. He introduced me to some people who eventually started shaping off they kind of revived my artist. Because when my dad passed away, uh, I left Jalandhar. I shifted to Mohali, Chandigarh.
Hmm.
And when I shifted to Mohali, my inner artist and my inner actor, all those stuff I was carrying, it died. Because
It died.
dad's passing away. Yeah, that I mean,
Wow.
in my like desires,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, because dad's passing away impacted me a lot.
Wow.
Because I was sharing that sorrow. I was sobbing with that sorrow in my heart that I never got to spend time with him. And when finally I got some
Mm.
time to spend some time with him, then God had some other plans. So it was very hard for me to process all of that. So my Masiji told me, let's just start another life. So I shifted to Mohali and I spent an year in a boarding school. I spent an year in a boarding school in Mohali, and I had thought in my life that I would never go towards music or acting any day now. You'll be shocked. I started to prepare for UPSC. It's very popular in India.
What's
UPSC.
UPSC? So
Yeah.
educate me.
Yeah.
What's that?
So yeah, like becoming an IAS or IAS officer or something like
Okay.
that.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was not my cup of tea. But music is something. If you are like meant to do music, if you're meant to do something in music or acting or any form of art, you just can't stay away from it. So when I went to the boarding school, my teachers, they were a very great support for me. They were like, "No, Danish, you should never leave it. You are meant for music." And they never knew my dad, but still, they were like, "You are
Really?
meant for music." Yeah. My teacher
Gosh.
was from Bengal, from West Bengal, and he has been like very, like whenever you go to school, there are some teachers who
Yeah.
are always there for you, who always respect you for who you are. And he was my teacher. And I also had another music teacher. He was from somewhere from Punjab, I believe. He knew my dad. So he knew what music means
Yeah.
to me. So he also motivated me a lot. He also motivated me a lot. So I couldn't stay away from music. I tried to go away, but it pulled me off, pushed me
Wow.
back. Music is something, it can't leave me.
So did
And
they?
after that, yeah, after
So
that, yeah, please go ahead.
yeah. Sorry to interrupt you. I just want to say, did they? How did they know you were into music? Were you taking music lessons there? Were you singing in class? So how did they know that?
Uh, yeah, actually, so when I got admitted to the school, so eventually people got to know that I'm a singer. Because that's what like people eventually get to know about students who are into music, like he
Hmm.
sings. So my teachers were very curious about me. They were like, "Can you sing something for us? For us? Can you sing something for us?" So I remember I sang a song sung by Sadul Sikandar Saab.
Yeah.
"Khat tukde tukde kar dene, asli baar
Oh,
dena
lovely.
tasveeran." That song. I sang that one for them, and they just fell in love with my voice, and they were like, "Dude, you're meant for music, and what are you up to?" And I was like, I mean, it was very hard for me to process, but then I thought that I should not stop pursuing it. And then luckily, COVID happened in 2020, back in 2020, and quarantine. isolation, lockdown. I mean, it was crazy.
Hmm.
You must have been knowing that, how crazy that situation was.
Yeah.
And luckily, COVID has been the most luckiest phase in my life, because that's the time when my inner artist, my own individuality, started to come back to life. I started to uh, do my riyaz and revive my inner artist.
What
So
reels were you doing?
that's when my professional journey actually began. I met Ladi uncle, Surinder Ladi ji. So he introduced me to a writer named Baldev Rahi Saab. He's a phenomenal writer. Even my dad sang a few songs that he wrote. And he was like, Danish, I have a song for you that I wanted to do. And I was like, no, Rahi uncle, I ain't prepared. I mean, I'm just 15 now, and my biggest insecurity was that I don't look like an artist. I was carrying a lot of weight back in the time. I was like 90 kgs. And that's a different thing. But the another thing is like my voice was changing, when
Mm.
you grow, your voice changes eventually.
Yeah, yeah.
So my voice was changing. It wasn't stable. So I was like, no, you shouldn't do that. I mean, people would eventually judge me because you know whose son I am, right?
Hmm.
But you were like, no, if you think about that, you would never be able to make it as an artist.
Mm.
To maintain your own individuality. So my first song was Mape. It was about parents. It was a cultural song. So it was my mom loved it the most. So she insisted me to do that. So just because of her, I did that. And then I did a couple of songs just to kickstart my career, to fill my catalog. And then I had flown back to Canada in 2022. Here, actually, I took a break. I did some odd jobs. I gathered some funds, and then I stepped back into the scene. I did a couple of projects recently, and now I'm working upon my first album.
Wow.
So yeah, it's been a spectacular journey, and I'm looking forward to embrace some more moments that I'll share in future. Yeah,
That's amazing. So earlier on, when you said you first started singing when you were 15, you mentioned
yeah,
that you were started to do riyaz, which is practice for those who don't know.
yeah, yeah,
What type of riyaz did you do? Was it from your boarding school, or who taught you that, or was it
um,
your own riyaz, or what? Was it from
yeah.
YouTube?
So, yeah, from YouTube also, and some things that I had observed, like how my dad used to practice, my siblings used to practice.
Tell me about that.
So
Come
those
on,
are the things.
I told you missed too
Yeah,
many details.
yeah,
You got to tell me
yeah, yeah,
those.
yeah.
How
Okay,
did your
okay,
dad
okay.
practice?
Okay, I'll provide you. Okay, so my biggest challenge was uh reviving my voice. Okay, so I used to, you know what a tanpura is? A tanpura. So I used to start a tanpura at a certain note, and I used to do humming just to warm
Yeah,
up. I was like, as long as I can go.
yeah.
And then after a warm up, I used to do the paltas and sargams,
But
za
where
re
did you
ga
get
ma
the
pa da
palte
ni
from?
za re ga ma pa da ni za re ga ma pa da ni za re ga ma pa da ni za re ga ma, all that stuff.
But where
I
did
used
you
to
get these
practice.
palte from? I'm fascinated by
Uh,
that. Did someone teach you, or were they the
yeah,
ones your
yeah.
dad was doing?
I did some research on internet. And I heard some people that I idolized a lot. Like I'm into Bollywood music
Yeah.
actually. So the people I've idolized people like Sonu Nigam, Shan, Shankar Mahadevan, and all these people.
Mm.
They are just gangsters of music. So I had observed their interviews, like what they do eventually.
Yeah.
So I took some of the material from there, and then I took some of the material from the YouTube, and then I had some disciples of dad who have been very kind to me. They told me, and Danish, you should practice this. So yeah, I got various sources. Still, whenever I
That's so good.
need some
You know what's
assistance,
fascinating
yeah,
about that? The way you improvised, which is
yeah,
unbelievable, because not everyone can do that. Believe it or not, people just get stuck or give up. But the fact that you didn't give
yeah,
up and you improvised, you found ways to teach yourself. It's
yeah,
an inspiration to people who want to learn.
yeah. I
You know,
mean, you
it's
should you should have that factor inside you. You should have that factor, like adapting and improvising, because eventually no one's gonna be there, and that's the truth. No one's gonna be there for you to
Yeah.
teach you. No one's gonna be there for you to do certain things for you. You're the one you have to do everything. You
Yeah.
know, it will take time, but you should be prepared enough to face those things. To face those moments.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm fortunate enough that God has been kind to me, and I have done all these things in my past. Looking forward to do a lot of more things.
So
That's
when you
about
went
it.
to Canada, what was the switch to Canada like for you? Because it's probably a culture shock for you.
Yeah, it was. It was. Luckily, it wasn't that much of a shock. I mean, it's literally Sector 17. I'm living in Sector
There's
17,
a lot of Punjabis
Chandigarh.
there anyway.
Brampton. I'm living in
Yeah.
Brampton, Chandigarh. So, but still, I mean, the biggest cultural difference was going into high school. Because I have finished my high school from here in Canada. I studied a couple of years. And the youngsters, my fellow age, I mean, they're into a whole different world, especially the Canadian Punjabi people, boys and girls who grew up around here.
Yeah.
And they share a different world. They share a different sense of thinking. They share a different tone, you know. So it was a fun experience. I met some new people with some different ideologies, with some different desires from different things. It was a fun thing. It was a
Did you
fun ride.
when you went to Canada? Sorry to ask you, because we used to have this. We had this when I was at school. We had this guy come over from India, but
Yeah,
we used to call him Mr. India because he
Mr.
came
India.
from India. He was about 12, 11,
Wow.
12, 12. We used to call him Mr.
Yeah,
India because he's come from India. We called him. He's one of the
yeah,
most loveliest guys you'll meet, and he's a lovely
yeah,
guy. But he adapted great. Everyone embraced him. Did you get the embracing culture, or was it? Oh, was you not bullied,
yeah.
but
It took me a
were
while.
you
It took
ostracized?
me a while. Yeah, it took me a while to embrace the culture.
Yeah. But did they
Uh,
embrace you?
because
Did they? I'll ask my
yeah,
question.
they
Did they?
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They did.
And did they know who
But
you were?
my biggest problem is I'm an introvert. It's very hard for me to like speak in front of new people.
You're doing great now.
Although that's a different thing now that I'm into this profession.
Yeah.
Professional aspect is a different thing, but the
Yes.
personal aspect, like going out, talking to new people, to make new friends, and to make start some new relationship and stuff like that. I mean that's very hard for me because I'm an introvert. Because as I told you, I've been very alone since childhood. I used to live with my Masi ji, and she was a single mother. She
Yeah.
adopted me. I call her mom actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she has been a single mother. So that's why I never got much friends. I used to be that alone kid, busy in my own world. I mean, that's why I'm that much indulged into music and acting, you know, because I was shaping myself through that. I didn't have time to see friends, to go out or do that blah blah random stuff. But now I try my best to meet new people, to gather some new experiences, especially when you're trying to make it as an artist. It's necessary to have some
Yeah.
various experiences so that you could implement some various things in your art, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very
I mean,
hard for
this.
me, but now gradually, like as per I'm growing slowly, I'm getting a lot of changes. I'm just 20 now.
Yeah.
I got a long life ahead. I got a long way to go.
This has been great because the other thing we do when you're on my podcast, we'll do like 4 or 5 reels over 2 weeks, and we'll push them out.
Yeah,
We're going to get the best bits of this
of course.
podcast, push them out,
Of course,
collaborate with you. So I want
of
people to
course.
know who you are, not just the son of Sabar Koti, but Danish Veer, the artist.
Yeah,
That's
and
who.
I think that's the biggest challenge for me right
Yeah.
now. Because whenever I try to do something, earlier, actually, I came into the limelight last year,
Mhm.
and one of my reels it went viral. Actually, I wasn't expecting that to go viral. I'm on Instagram since 5 years now, and I was longing for something to go viral, but it couldn't. But last year, one of my reels, it just skyrocketed itself. It went viral. And after that, the sheer amount of love and gratitude that I received from people, it was crazy. And then eventually people got to know like who I am, who my father is.
Mhm.
And then people started to request me his songs. Like keep posting his songs, like that you're keeping his essence alive in today's generation, today's era. And I was like, okay. But I was enjoying it, like the amount of love people have for my father. Even I was getting shout outs from the industry, from the Punjabi industry.
Yeah.
Some big shots were texting me up and they were like, no, we are proud of your father. And I was like, you know, but after a while, it started to pressure me. And I was
Wow.
like, people are always talking about my father, it happens. Like, I'm also working very hard and I got a different lifestyle that I share. I have a
Mm,
different style of making music. I got a different way of expressing things, through my music. And people whatever I do, people eventually try to compare it with my father. And that eventually pressurizes you. So my only goal is now to maintain my own individuality, especially in front of the new generation. Like people tell me that you should uh, do the same thing that your dad did so that people would keep remembering your dad till eternity. And I was like, no,
mm,
I can't live like that. I'll work hard for my own sake of identity so that people get to know about my dad, like who
mm.
my dad is, especially the new generation. Like,
Lovely.
uh, they get to know like who Sabar Koti Saab is, and not only him, like who Sardul Sikandar Saab is, who Hansraj Hans is, who Manmohan Varis is, Kamal Heer is,
Yeah.
all these big shots in the industry. And the harsh truth is, uh, people from my generation don't really know about them. You know?
No. I mean, I'll tell you a
Yeah,
story, Danish. When I went to India, I went to India a few years back now, and I was sitting with some younger kids, and they would listen to probably Karan Aujla. Nothing wrong, Karan Aujla is a great artist,
yeah,
but then
yeah,
I said to them, they had some Hindi songs, and I said, put some Mohammed Rafi on. They go, who's Mohammed Rafi?
yeah, yeah.
And I was
Legendary one.
gobsmacked. I says, these are from India. They don't know who Mohammed Rafi is, and I thought,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. That's the reason why some people like me are in the industry trying to make it as an artist.
yeah.
And earlier, I didn't had to face much struggle. But now
Hmm.
I'm facing a lot of struggle because I left that identity behind now. I'm shaping my
Hmm.
own identity. So that's why I got some struggle to face. And that's necessary. Now I'm working upon my first album and I literally feel like it's a gamble because it's under production right now. My album is titled The Origin. Its
The
title is
origin.
The Origin. That
Nice.
eventually means like what my originality is.
Nice.
So it has 6 songs, 3 songs in Punjabi and 3 in Hindi.
Oh,
I'm
Hindi as
also
well.
implementing Hindi
Lovely.
songs. Yeah, because the thing is, that's the music that I grew up with.
Yeah.
I wasn't. You must have observed that even by my Punjabi accent. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not into that Tate Punjabi accent. I
Yeah.
got that typical, Sherry accent in Punjabi. They say Sherry
Yeah.
accent. Uh, because I was surrounded with movies. I used to watch Bollywood movies. I used to listen to Bollywood music. And that was my childhood, and that actually what my individuality is. So I didn't wanted that to leave behind. Because
Mm.
music comes from your soul and from your heart. So it should be what your soul craves for, what your heart craves for. So that's why I have implemented Hindi music in my career and I'll do it further. And even the Punjabi songs that you'll hear in my album, it doesn't have the essence of Koti Saab. It has my own essence. The type of music
Mm.
I love to listen to, even in Punjabi, you know. So I'm very excited to share that with my fans now, or for the newer audience. So I need everybody's blessings. If you guys watching us, please pray for me. Pray
Yeah.
for the people who are investing their time
Well, we're going to boost
in
you
our
on the
album.
podcast. Hopefully, it does good for you,
Mhm.
Danish. So we're going to
Yeah,
boost you
yeah,
on the podcast.
sure,
I'm going to
sure.
push you 100%. So, uh,
Yeah,
and if you ever come to the UK, we'll meet up and we'll do some
yeah,
Mayfields here.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
we'll have another
anyway,
podcast face to face.
yeah, absolutely. So,
Yep,
we'll finish off. It's almost been an hour. Believe it or not,
yep,
time's flown with you. You've been such a great
yeah,
guest, such a great guest, and
yeah.
you've been so amazing. Um, you already talked about your album. So the question I ask all my guests is, what in your mind is musical excellence? This is what the podcast is about, musical excellence. So, what in your
Yeah.
mind, what would you say is musical excellence?
Musical excellence, in my opinion, it would be something that, when, without elaborating too much, the audience, like whosoever is listening to you, he or she feels connected. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to force themselves upon the audience that, yeah, listen to me. Listen to me. Yeah, like I'm playing this for you. I'm singing this for you. You have to listen to me. I don't believe in that. I believe if your music is good enough, people or the audience would eventually connect to you themselves. You don't need to force them. So if the audience feels connected with you, like eventually, automatically, then I think your music is your music is making a great mark upon them.
That's amazing.
So you should pursue and see. I'm that type of an artist. I never pursue uh commercial music.
Mm,
I don't want to make money from my music. Because if I want to make money, I could just do anything. I could do some another odd job to make money.
yeah.
But music is something. It's something that what my soul craves for, what my heart craves for, and I can't
Mm,
compromise that. So I try to implement those things in my uh, musical career too, like the projects now that I'm working upon. That eventually what I like to listen to and what my audience would like to listen. That's what I
amazing.
pursue excellence. Have you seen Three Idiots,
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
Bollywood
yeah,
movie
yeah, yeah,
starring
yeah,
Amir Khan? There's a
yeah.
dialogue in that like, don't chase success, chase excellence. That success would
Mm,
eventually follow up to you.
yeah,
That's what I believe in. Yeah.
absolutely.
And same goes with music. Not only music, like anything, like any field that you want to excel in, you know, never pursue success, pursue excellence. And whenever you pursue excellence, the amount of stuff that you deal with, the amount of happiness you experience is priceless.
Amazing.
The
So,
moments you share.
Danish, where can the audience, listeners, follow you on social media, and how can they keep up to date with your music? If you'd let us all
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. So I'm primarily active on Instagram. My Instagram is danishv.ig. That means my official Instagram handle. I'm primarily active upon that, and I also got a YouTube channel. My name Danish Veer. And I'll release my projects, my album, I've got a few singles coming up. I release that on my channel, so stay tuned. A lot of stuff is coming.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Danish. Any last messages for the listeners before we go?
My last message would be just keep loving, keep supporting, and keep watching Raj Kaul's podcast and showering your blessings upon me too. Little bit of
Absolutely.
blessings on me, little bit blessings on him. And it's a pleasure to be here, dude.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much,
And this
guys.
is not only the last time. It'll probably meet some other
Yeah,
time.
we'll meet up again definitely. So,
Yeah.
yeah, in a few years when you're a big star in Bollywood, don't forget me. All
Yeah.
right.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Don't worry.
So, guys, that was
Yeah.
Danish Feed. Make sure you check him out on the socials. Leave him a review. Give him a follow. Honestly, he's such a great singer, such a great musician, and there's a lot of stuff we haven't talked about because of time. But
Yeah.
until we meet again, God bless you all, and make sure you leave a review and a like. And yeah, bless you. And Danish, you stay online. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
God bless you. Thank you so much, guys.